The number one reason why nobody is buying your stuff and no one is walking into your shop or hiring you for your service isn't because you suck or because your product is bad or any of that stuff. The number one reason is that nobody knows you're there. So the number one goal to grow a business and to sell more stuff is to simply build more awareness. That's the key word around what it is that you do. Today, in this day and age that we live in, it's never been easier to do that. That's the great news. We can literally build massive brand awareness for as little as £5 a day. And I'm going to show you exactly how we've done it for our clients and how you can do it to grow your awareness and your brand. I want to tell you a little story about a restaurant called Brasserie 32. This is how we first came about the power of awareness, especially on platforms like Facebook, which is a strategy I'm going to be teaching you today. I've got my best friend, his name's Adrian. He's a French guy and he moved over when we was about 15. We've been best friends ever since. He was the best man at my wedding. Adrian always had a passion for cooking. He's always been a great chef. And he used to work in the city in a really good job as a sound engineer until one day he decided to go traveling. After he came back, after he found himself, as lots of people do when they're traveling, he decided that he wanted to follow his passion and become a chef. And at that time, there was a restaurant opening in our town where we're from in Gravesend in Kent called Brasserie 32. They were hiring for a head chef position that Adrian applied for, and he got the job. They absolutely loved him. They put him in charge of the kitchen and let him put together the menu and all that good stuff. And now Adrian had the job that he's really wanted and was passionate about. The restaurant opened in Gravesend, and it was probably about 5 weeks after Adrian started working there that I realized I hadn't seen my best friend in a very long time. You guys that know chefs will know it's very unsocial hours. And I remember saying to Emily, my wife, why don't we just go down there and eat? All right, we still haven't gone down there yet. Let's go down there. At least we'll be able to see him for a bit. We'll have some nice food. So me and Emily, we got dressed and we took a stroll down to Brasserie 32. We walked in, and I can still remember to this day, we walked in and it was empty. It was completely empty. I mean, there wasn't even a member of staff there. You know that feeling you get when you walk into a place that you shouldn't really be in, and the hairs on the back of your neck stand up? It was like that. Not the type of feeling that you want your customers to feel when they're walking into your establishment. Just as I was about to walk out to check the sign outside to make sure we were in the right place, a man came out of the back from the kitchen. He turned out to be the owner, and his name was Andrew. He sat down and we started talking. He started talking to us and he was very, very friendly, asked what we wanted to drink and all that good stuff. He waited on us hand and foot. He told us about the menu, about the specials, which food to have, which wines go with which food and all that good stuff. We were having a great experience. We saw Adrian. I ordered the steak. Emily ordered some sort of pasta dish. The food came out, and just like I knew it would be, it was unbelievable. Without a doubt, the best place to eat in Gravesend. Gravesend, for those of you guys that don't know, is not a great place to eat. It's not a nice restaurant place, but this was unbelievable. Heads and shoulders better than anything else in town at the time. And I remember at this point looking around, the service was great, the food was great, and I could just remember looking around thinking, why the hell is this place empty? I mean, first of all, I'm going to go back because I love it. Not only am I going to go back, but I'm going to tell everybody I know about how good this place is to try to get them to come, which is the magic formula of any business. If your business can do that, then you're laughing. You're on your way to the races. So I looked around and thought, why is it? You know, it wasn't the food. Food was amazing. It wasn't the service. The service was amazing. So it had to be something else. What Brasserie 32 did when they opened, which is what lots of people do, especially on the high street, is that they opened a place and assumed that people will come. But that wasn't the case. It's not the case in this day and age, because what we have to do is to let people know we're there first. So I had just started my agency at this time. I had one client and, casually said to the owner, look, mate, I'd love to help your business. I'd love to help you get more people through the door. More people need to know that this place is here. I believe you could be heaving, and we can do this for as little as £5 a day because that's all it takes to build massive awareness on platforms like Facebook at the moment. So we went out and set up this awareness campaign, and that's what I'm going to be walking you through now. First of all, what type of campaign is it in Facebook that we're going to be using? We're going to be using the engagement objective in Facebook. The reason why we use the engagement objective in Facebook to build awareness on Facebook is that it's very cheap to do so. It's still the most underpriced platform on the planet at the moment. It's still very, very underpriced, meaning we can get huge amounts of eyeballs on our stuff for very, very cheap. I'll give you an example. A video view might cost you a penny or even less than half a penny. This means for a fiver, for £5 a day, you could be getting 1,000 people watching that video. Now, just think about what I've just said there for a second. £5 a day and 1,000 people that actually have watched a video of your business or your brand. Even if it is very, very subconscious, they are aware that your brand, your restaurant, your business exists. How crazy is that? Think about how much that would have cost 15 years ago, 20 years ago. How would you have got 1,000 people to your restaurant to even know it exists? You'd have to print 1,000 flyers or a big billboard. That's going to cost you hundreds, if not thousands of pounds. But now, in today's digital age, we can spend £5 and have people aware that we exist. So we're going to be using the engagement objective in Facebook. But before we set up that campaign, we've got to do one thing first. We've got to create some content. Content is the number one thing. So whether that's digital images, they're great, but what's best for engagement is video. Now, what type of content can a restaurant create? Well, guess what? We can film the food being cooked. So we went and we filmed Adrian making every single meal on the menu. We started creating videos from each meal. Let me show you one of those videos so you can see how simple this stuff is. Here's the video of a beautiful steak being cooked. So as you can see, it's really simple to create that, right? I mean, yes, I had Billy do it, who's our videographer filming all of these videos on YouTube and stuff like that. But you don't need that type of video, all right? You could just have a fairly simple video. Worst case scenario, you might spend a few £100 getting a video like that done. But in all honesty, you could do something like that yourself. What we're doing is we're showcasing the end result. We're showing them what they could have if they come to Brasserie 32. We're making their mouth water and we're engaging them in the video. So step one, create content. Step two, we've now got to get that content out there. This is where we're going to go into Facebook. We're going to set up our engagement objective in Facebook. When we're selecting our targeting options of who to show these videos to, guess what? It's everybody in Gravesend over the age of 20. We targeted everyone in Gravesend over the age of 20 and started running this video for £5 a day. We did this for a week, and then the next week we would start the next video, and so on and so on. And we were racking up over 1,000 videos every single day for £5. Now, I said to Andrew when we started this, the owner of Brasserie 32, I told him, listen, this is an awareness strategy. This is not a direct response strategy where we're asking someone to do something like ring us up, book a table, or give us their information for a lead magnet, or buy a product. This isn't direct response. This is awareness. And awareness takes time. Although it's much cheaper, it takes time. So when someone sees this video of a beautiful steak being cooked, do you think their immediate response is to call Brasserie 32 up and book a table? Most of the time, no, because it's very, very subconscious. It's a subtle seed that's been planted in that person's mind. Maybe they see another one, and they won't immediately book a table. However, the next time that John's wife, Jane, shouts out and says to him, "John, when you're taking me out to dinner? We haven't been out in ages." John thinks to himself, "Oh yeah, I'll take you to Brasserie 32 because I saw a beautiful video of a steak being cooked on there the other day." Seed planted. And that's all awareness is. We want Brasserie 32 to be at the forefront of the mind when the problem of where to eat tonight arises. We want our solution of Brasserie 32 to be at the forefront of their mind. That is brand awareness. If I say to you running shoe, there's a very good chance that right then you just thought of Nike or Nike. Right? Because they have actually done a very good job of owning that part of your brain. The problem of running shoe in your mind has a solution of Nike or Nike that appears when that problem arises. For example, if I did this whistle, who do you think of? McDonald's, right? They have done a fantastic job of embedding that in your brain so that when you hear, you think of McDonald's and then potentially want a McDonald's. Just £5 a day, we can get amazing results when we run these campaigns all of the time for our clients because building awareness is great. Here's the beautiful part. All businesses can use retargeting, where every person who engages with the content, whether they watch it, like it, comment on it, or whatever, we can now retarget them. We can create what's called a custom audience within Facebook. If you want to watch a video all about Facebook audiences, I'll leave a link for my one in the description below. But we can now create these custom audiences of these people who have engaged with our stuff so we can retarget them with our offers, with our direct response marketing, calling them to action because they're already aware of our brand. This is where it gets very, very powerful. We can show someone one video, 2 videos, 3 videos, and then after a while, this person is so used to our brand that when they see a message calling them to action, they are 10 times more likely to take action because they're already aware we exist. That's how you build awareness, and that's how you build a business for as little as £5 a day. Anyway, back to the story. After about 3 months, I knew that they were getting busier because I was talking to Adrian along the way and he was saying it's amazing how they're getting more covers and they're getting busier, etc., etc. So about 3 months later, which was a lot sooner than I thought it would ever happen, me and Emily decided to go down Brasserie 32 to eat again. We got dressed, we walked downtown and we walked into Brasserie 32. And I'm not joking you, I promise this is true. We walked in and the place was absolutely heaving. Every single table was taken. The sound of laughter, conversations, and knives and forks banging on plates surrounded the place. The staff running around like blue-ass flies trying to serve everybody on time. We stood there for about 5 minutes before anyone even noticed we were there until a waitress came up and said, "How can I help you?" And we said, "We'd like a table, please. You know, we'd like to eat." And she said, "Oh no, I'm very, very sorry. We're fully booked tonight." And I sort of looked like, you know, "Do you know who I am? I was the one that filled this place up." No, I didn't really. But I said, "Okay, we'll come back a little bit later on about 9. Is that okay?" And she said, "No, sorry, we're fully booked all night." And although I was slightly annoyed because I was hungry and I couldn't eat at the same time, I was absolutely over the moon because I looked around and I said to myself, I helped make this happen. You know, I made this possible. Don't get me wrong, the restaurant is amazing and they get repeat customers and all that stuff. But in terms of getting people to know that they were there, I helped do that. And it was amazing. In total, at that point, we'd spent about £500. £500, they've gone from an empty restaurant to a completely fully booked, sold out restaurant. It just made me feel very, very good, which is one of the reasons why I love what I do. I love running social media marketing agency because it gets results like that and it changes people's lives. And that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I also hope that you've had a bit of inspiration and motivation to go out and either help your clients grow their businesses or grow your own using this brand awareness engagement strategy on Facebook. This strategy involves creating content, showing it to your target audience so that they become aware that your business exists. Remember, the number one reason why your business may not be achieving its goals in terms of sales and targets is probably because no one knows you're there. Your job now as a business owner, as a marketer, as an agency owner, is to make more people aware that you actually exist. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified every time we upload new content. We upload new great digital marketing content every single week. I really hope you enjoyed this one. My name's Matt Wilson, and I'll see you in the next one.